Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for April 13th to the 20th. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and we're going to jump right into it. Aquarius, honestly, get ready. You're going to feel this week. And remember the blue asterisk, all the best aspects of the week, and there are some that we have not seen in our lifetime. So it is a very exciting week. There is even one that's happening on Sunday that's not even on the whiteboard, but just know, hey, all the planets officially direct, no planets retrograde. I mean, this is going to be a really big week of action and building bridges, networking, especially for you with so much activated here. Partnerships is going to be a big thing for you. Contracts, even career is a big thing. There's so much happening, family, so much happening. Okay, so and it's going to move at warp speed now. We're shedding the old, right? The old self, moving into this new world or new era. This is a lot of high frequency energy here. Like, vroom, vroom, it's big, okay? And it is a week of it's very like lights, camera, action, all right? I'll explain that as we go, but remember, you're still riding that huge wave from March. What happened at the end of March, that was insane, and even like last week, really big energy coming after that full moon in Libra as well. I mean, really, really, really big, all right? Remember, Neptune is freshly new in Aries as well, so there's a lot of endings that you're going through as you start this new era, this new beginning. There's just so much happening. Old pattern systems. It's for you. It's just you're moving into this bold new era, this brave new world, and you're gonna feel a lot of momentum. Okay, so it's buckle up, and then remember, it's all building to next week. What's happening next week? That's when we have those major North Node activations. I mean, and the new moon and Taurus super moon. I mean, so much happening. All right, so let's jump right into it. All right, so not on the whiteboard on Tuesday on the 15th of April, we do have this really great water trine that I just want to bring to your attention. Now, this is kind of bonkers for you, okay? Because this is with the moon in Scorpio. The moon is going to be in Scorpio, right? Moon in Scorpio, Mars in Cancer, Mercury in Pisces. So remember all those water signs. That's emotionally moving. It's the moon in Scorpio, as maybe you don't know this, so I'll tell you right now. That's intense. Moon in Scorpios can be really deep, but two things here. One, there are like three things for you, Aquarius, because this is such a big time for you. This is happening around 29 degrees, okay? So it's almost like, remember, that's an anaretic degree. It's a critical degree. It's like you're moving out of something. You're emotionally moving out of something. You're intuitively moving out of something into something brand new. Now, second thing for you is that all of this hits the moon in Scorpio. That is your 10th house of career and fame. You've got Mars in Cancer in your 6th house of work. And then you've got Mercury in Pisces in your 2nd house of money and salary and finances. So there's something here that you're really feeling in terms of work, career, salary. Okay? If you're not here for any of that, remember, a lot of this is just what you're passionate about, ambitious about, what you're putting your energy into, that maybe you want to monetize as well, maybe not, because the 2nd house is also self-worth, self-value. So the work that you're doing, just being recognized for it, feeling good about it. Now, the third thing for you, because again, such a big thing here. Remember, I talked about Juno last week. Juno, big asteroid that was very pivotal with that full moon. She's the divine goddess, everything, right? Divine feminine, brings that power of balance in relationships, contracts, all of that, commitments, fidelity, infidelity too as well. But anyway, Juno has now moved into Scorpio at this point. Remember, she was in Sagittarius, moved into Scorpio. So now you got the moon conjuncting Juno in your 10th house of career, fame, public recognition, also honors and achievement, social status. So, wow, we'll talk about that later. Okay, a second spread, but there's a lot. Now, Wednesday is when you're feeling it. Mercury moves back into Aries. Keywords, back into. Remember, Mercury was in Aries beginning of March till March 14th when it went retrograde, and then flip-flopped back to Pisces. It was a whole thing. So Mercury is officially here again until May 10th. You are gonna feel this. you are going to feel this because Mercury in Pisces, what we've been experiencing lately, that is very like dreamy, like dreaming the dream. Mercury in Aries is now talking the talk, taking that dream, talking the talk, walking the walk. Mercury in Aries is clarity, it's action, it's initiating things, it's not looking back. Aries is the I am, it's the initiator. This is big. This is very energetic. It's the way that you speak. Remember, it's Mercury, right? Communication, the way that you think, the way that you speak, the ideas that you have, the important conversations that you're going to have around this time, what you're assigning, things like that. All with conviction, all with confidence, all very bold. And Aries, I just said Mercury's in Aries now, right? Until May. Aries rules your third house of communication. So that amplifies this area for you and you only, Aquarius. So third house, big. Remember, this is you becoming like on a bigger platform, especially with everything else happening this week. This is you being heard. This is you saying what you need to say, not holding back with what you need because it's fiery energy, okay? It's very, very like no dilly-dally. This is being very direct. All right, this is you know, walking into the Chick-fil-A. You're like, I want meal 1, 3, 4, ice cream, iced tea, lemonade, done. Like, no, like, what am I in the mood for? No, you know. All right, you're direct. This is it. Okay, so this is bonkers for you. This is so much energy. You got the sun here too. You got so much energy in your third, exalted in your third house. This is also launching new businesses. This is new, Mercury, mercantile, right? This is also, like I said, agreement, signing things. This is you learning something new. This is maybe you, your curiosity piqued in something new here. Also siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, going to be very highlighted for you, especially when we get to the end of the week. And then travel. A lot of y'all traveling, maybe thinking of planning travel. Maybe you're thinking of taking that short trip to go, do a tour of Yale if that's where you want to go to school, because there's a lot of education stuff highlighted for you as well. Knowledge, new knowledge, absorbing all this. Okay, so use this, love it, sign those contracts, no retrogrades. All right, start that business, that LLC, whatever it is. Just remember, Mercury and Aries can be a little aggressive, can be a little competitive, like tempers, pushy. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And when I say communication, yeah, that's nonverbal too. Okay, body language, even like the facial gestures you make, like eye roll, like side eyeing someone. Yeah, because Aries rules the face. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, no stare downs. Now Wednesday, April 16th. Yeah, here we go. Mercury conjunct Neptune. Are you buckled up? Okay, so this is very exciting, especially for you, okay? Because, again, it's Mercury in your third house in Aries. It's just, the alignment is insane. Mercury conjunct Neptune, very exciting. It's the very first aspect we're having with Neptune, right? Because remember, Neptune is freshly new in Aries. And so that's set, and planetary aspect, because yes, there's been lunations and asteroids with Neptune. This is the planets now. All right. So nobody's experienced this. It hasn't happened in over 160 years. So this is the first time anybody on this planet is experiencing Mercury conjunct Neptune in Aries. This is rare. Also because Mercury conjunct Neptune only happens on average once a year. But remember what I said in your annual forecast, even maybe your monthly forecast, with these retrogrades, these triple retrogrades that we've been experiencing, it brought Mercury conjunct Neptune twice last month, but it was in Pisces. That's very, again, like more artsy, things like that. Okay. So again, we're not going to have this again until 2026. It's in Aries now. And remember, Mercury just moved into Aries, and so did Neptune. So it's at that 1 degree point of fresh new beginnings. Now, why is this a big deal? Because it's a conjunction. You're going to feel it. It's almost like this new cycle. Plant seeds here. Okay? What you need. Have the conversations you need to have, whatever it is. Neptune and Aries, remember, the archetype is that spiritual warrior, that compassionate hero, that visionary leader, visionary artist, spiritually pioneering. You're harnessing all that Aries qualities of confidence and leadership and, entrepreneurship, awakening to your authentic self too. Spirit, and even spiritually awakening, remember, with the North Node in Pisces activated. So Neptune being creativity and imagination, dreams, and the divine, what makes you human, right? Conjuncting Mercury. This is poetry in motion. This is powerful storytelling, all right? Powerful ideas, thought process, creative writing, big here. It's in your third house. Third house rules writing. So you won't need that AI to, write that cover letter or, email, whatever it is. Like, this is you. You're going to feel this burst of beautiful ideas and thoughts, but also communicating in that bold way and compassionately for this whole new vision for you. What did I tell you about Neptune? Vision, visual, visualize, vision board, all of that, visionary. Okay. So this is moving the needle forward for your dreams, your big dream. It is very conscious meets subconscious. So, whoa, very strong energy, very intuitive, whole other level, like psychic level, right? Patricia Arquette in Medium or whatever. Like, this is, so pay attention to your little dream, like literal dreams too. They will be telling you messages. It is going to be big because you are feeling this shift. Okay. And it is Mercury conjunct Neptune is also very like astrology, tarot, mysticism. That's all, part of this package, but it's also very selfless energy, like rooting and speaking for the underdog. Okay. And so you're really going to feel this side of you amped up, and it could be you if you feel like the underdog, whatever it is, or you know what I mean? Like or your children or your friends or whoever it is, like your parent, like this is big. So start a business, travel, for what to learn, PR, advertising, marketing, networking, all of that. Okay. All on the table because there's something inside you this day that's going to want to be coming out. Like it has to be known. All right. So I did a video, by the way, on Neptune and Aries, a whole thing on it. Remember, it's a generational transit, 14 years here. So I'll leave it in the description box or the end of this video. But remember what I said, just one key takeaway from that video I did. Gandhi had Neptune and Aries in his chart. He was born with it. So perfect example of that spiritual warrior, that spiritual visionary leader for the collective. Okay. That leadership energy. Okay. Like moving us in that new direction, but also who else did who had Neptune and Aries with Julius Caesar. So you see, it's different expressions there. So you want to use this because it is a strong Neptune aspect. It's a conjunction at that 0-1 degree point. So it can bring those lower expressions of like illusion, delusion, escapism, seeing things through like a make-believe lens, like doom scrolling, spiritual bypassing, delusional ideas. So you want to avoid all that, right? You want to just use it for that higher expression. And it is in your third house. And that's why I'm harping on this because Mercury rules the third house. So you're going to feel this. All right. And so cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your, best friend, your husband, whoever it is, cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn will feel this the most, as well as Gemini and Virgo. Okay. But everyone is going to feel this. And of course, I'm throwing you in there because Mercury, again, rules or the third house, and you have an exalted sun in Aries with Mercury. It's just Neptune here. It's big. All right. If you know your birth chart, your natal chart, if you have any planets between 27 to 0 degrees of any of the mutable signs, that would be if like Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, or 0 to 3 degrees in Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, you're going to feel it. Okay. Use it. Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal, RuPaul, Olivia Rodrigo, Meg Ryan, they all have Mercury conjunct Neptune and their charts are born with it. They're creative. They're heard. Do you know what I mean? Like okay. Now, and you're going to actually, I'm going to throw one extra thing for you here. That's so beautiful. It's so amazing. The moon in Sagittarius is actually going to sextile Pluto in your sign this day. That is why I'm harping on this day for you. Because the moon in your 11th house of your hopes and wishes and dreams. What? And it's all about, you're going to be traveling. There's going to be like inner wisdom, spirituality. You're going to really feel this. Okay. Because it's sextiling Pluto in your sign, that empowerment. Oh, this is being true to yourself. And also, yeah, truths can be coming to the surface, but there is this high spirits energy, this feel good energy, because the moon will be trining Mercury. The moon will be trining Mars. Yeah. So I love this. Now, for y'all, listen, Thursday, April 17th, here you go. I wish I had, this is a banner moment. Mars moving into Leo. Officially out of, here you go. Here's your cowbell. This is the day that Mars is officially out of retrograde, officially out of Cancer, which we've been experiencing for months, even into like 2024. This is the biggest shift that you're going to feel. It's like night and day. Mars is so happy. Mars, he's Phoenix rising from the ashes at this point. This is, you can't even make this up. He is so charged up. We finally made it. Like, congratulations. Like, we made it. All right. This is Mars and Leo. This is heart-centric, very fiery heart, brave heart, being your authentic self. This is passion, action, goals. Yeah. Mars and Leo. Leo's your opposite sign, Aquarius. Therefore, your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, one-on-one commitments. That could be your agent, your publicist, your lawyer, your, babysitter. It doesn't matter what that one-on-one relationship here, and legal matters. This is off the charts now. For 2 months, Mars is in Leo for 2 months. Okay, big, really big, amazing. All right, and why is this big? Because Mars just moved into a fire sign, okay? Or will. Now, you've got the Sun, Mercury, and Neptune in Aries, a fire sign. You've got Jupiter and Pluto in air signs. Pluto in your sign. That is that fire and air I've been talking about. We're leaving that earth and water where it's like, and now it's like, whoosh, you're going to feel this, okay? I just told you Moon in Sagittarius, another fire sign. Like, you're going to feel this. All right. It's big. I love this for you. Get excited. This is the fact that Mars is the ruler of Aries with all this Aries energy, like, it's just everything's activated, it's strong. The pioneer, the warrior, the athlete. It's just, let's do this energy. All right. Mars in Leo is very, give me the spotlight. All right. And Mercury in Aries is like, this is how I'm going to get it, right? The ideas, the thinking, communicating, very my way or the highway, because it is so charged up and fiery. So that's fine. You deserve it. Okay. Especially after the 6 months of what we've been going through. Yeah. Just get excited. Be very proud of yourself, because you still learned a lot about yourself. Yeah. In the past few months. All right. Especially patience with Mars and Cancer and retrograde. Mercury's helping you now in Aries, communicating, right? And thinking quick and fast, and bringing those contracts and bringing those new things that you want to launch. This is passion, by the way. Mars and Leo in your 7th house. This is passion, romance, intimacy, and a really big way. You're going to feel a huge charge here. All right. A lot of sexual energy as well. Like, as I explained, like, that's Mars and come on, that's Mars and Leo. All right. So if you're not, and it's in your 7th house of partnerships. So even if you're not here for any of that, Mars is physicality. So move your body and do some, do some jumping jacks, do painting, right? With that Neptune conjunction and the visualization, do some, go to the gardening, do gym, yoga, whatever. Just move your body. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel this energy. You want to work with it. All right. Play hide and seek with your, college friends, whatever. Your creativity is also going to be completely off the charts with Mercury and Aries in your 3rd house. And then you've got this Mars and Leo activation as well. The fact that you have Jupiter and Gemini in your 5th house of creativity, creative projects. Yeah, you're going to be on. Okay. And this is also great for singles too. This is great for singles. If you're single and looking, big. All right. Big, you go get it. Mars is bringing you a lot of action, a lot of energy, and it is just very exciting. It's great for hobbies, recreation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is great. Leo is, by the way, remember what I said? Like, it's all about the spotlight. It's lights, camera, action. Well, Leo is that. Leo is celebrity. Leo, it does bring that element of fame. Leo is royal. Yeah, the king, the queen. Okay, so, with the lower expression here, that can be pride, that can be ego, so just very like only I get the spotlight, so like man spreading, that kind of energy. So just you want to avoid that energy, but again, use this. It's powerful, and it's going to give you this huge blast off. All right, and yes, it can be a little overwhelming because it is such a fast, quick Mercury and Aries and Mars and Leo at the same time, leaving all that earth and water. Like it's you're gonna feel it. It's this juncture point too, where we're in the process literally of leaving that old world, as I mentioned, right? We are in the year of snake, shedding that skin. We are in the year of 9, right? So we are, it's coming in hot is what I'm saying. This fire and air energy. And so it can be a little overwhelming. So just remember, it can very Rachel and Friends, right? Like what, who, what, like that, like Ross. Just tap into that intuitive side with the North Node activated in Pisces, all about your self-worth, self-value, confidence, very spiritual energy. Yeah, the North Node in Pisces, that spiritual awakening, empathy, healing. So I love that. Okay, because what Mars and Leo is, it's you taking care of you. Okay, make it all about you, because when you have this, then you can take care of others. Then you can contribute to others, to humanity, to your job, to your family, whatever it is. So it is very possible. Think about what happened in December. Okay, very possible something from December 6th. I would even say Thanksgiving, from middle of November to January 6th. What happened for you? What did you want that you could not get? Because at that time, remember, Mars went into Leo for like a very short time and went retrograde at this time frame. And that was when Mars is like, listen, Aquarius, I'm so sorry. I have no energy. I can't do anything for you. Everything started slowing down and then just stayed in that slow down area for months when it moved into Cancer. So what did you want? What were you reassessing even back in December up until January 6th that you couldn't get? You get it now. You get it now. Okay? It's big. Just wait until we get to June. Remember, you got Mars and Leo here until June 17th. Just wait until Mars goes into Virgo. Wow, that's going to be the biggest time for you. All right? So just remember, you're going through some great change right now. And remember, the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Who said that? You would know. Who said that? Leave in the comments. No Googling, no cheating, no AI. Well, you just leave in the comments because this is big. All right. Now, you've got, and Mars is no longer like out of bounds. Like, this is so great. All right. So the thing about Mars and Leo is, I really want you to harness this energy in, okay, I'm going to just, when I said royalty, when I say CEOs, celebrities, there are countless, so much royalty in the past, kings, queens, they've had Mars and Leo. That is why this is strong. It is spotlight, okay? Thomas Jefferson, a lot of presidents have had Mars and Leo. Thomas Jefferson, Quentin Tarantino, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, Channing Tatum, Patti LaBelle, W.B. Yeats, Sofia Vergara. That's a good example of like Mars and Leo. Okay, Daniel Radcliffe, Gillian Anderson, Debbie Gibson, right? Beyonce, Buddy Holly, Sting, but even James Dean, believe it or not, yeah, he's a fellow Aquarius like us. Very classic like Aquarius, but he had Mars and Leo. Okay, so again, that spotlight, Paul Mescal, you know him. He just hosted SNL, I think. He was in Gladiator too. He's an Aquarius. He's getting the spotlight. He's getting a lot more fame. Okay, just FYI. Well, he doesn't have Mars and Leo, but he's an Aquarius with his. He's got a Leo midheaven. All right, so that's a thing. But anyway, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up is because he has Mars in Aquarius, and you don't. If you know, I'm an Aquarius. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, but we don't have Mars in our sign this year, but we get it. For our birthday season next year, January 23rd, Mars will be moving into Aquarius. That's a big birthday gift. Okay. So just wait. That's going to be a whole thing. All right. Now, April 20th, we officially move into Taurus season. This is going to be great because it does bring a little bit of that grounding energy with all this fire and air. But we're going to talk about this next week because it really impacts the next 4 weeks. However, I will talk about some of these aspects that are happening on Sunday because you are going to feel it now. All right, this week, because you're feeling the build up. One of the biggest things, and I really want you to be mindful of this, is that the sun in Taurus will square Mars in Leo. You are going to feel this because those are 2 fixed signs. You're a fixed sign. This obviously affects all the fixed signs, including you. Yeah. So there just may be something here. Think of this square as like a square off. Like they're not seeing eye to eye. They're fixed signs, right? So it's like no one's really budging here, the sun or Mars. So it's all about compromise, all about being very diplomatic. And it can be exhausting if you're exerting all your energy into this battle of ego, right? Because the sun is ego. Mars is in Leo's ego. You know what I mean? So it can be a little bear pokey. And it is activating your 4th house of home, family, parents, children, right? As well as your 7th house of partnerships. Okay? And again, it can be like one-on-one relationships, like a sister, or do you know what I mean? So just there may be something here that is building up. You'll really feel it on Sunday, but you got to ask yourself, you just went through Mars and Cancer for months, this sludgy, no energy. You just went through eclipse season. You just went through the Schumann resonance being off the charts. I talk about this in my live streams. No energy, right? Even exhaustion, headaches, fatigue, no sleep. Do you really want that? No, you don't want that energy, right? So this is all about connecting with the ether, working with your chakras, your chi, your prana, right? Seeing eye to eye with people. Because again, it can be a little bit it can be strong. It's very come at me bro energy. And remember, this is for the collective. Everyone's going to feel this. Everyone's going to feel it. So it's like impulsive, impatience, button pushy, like pick your Nicolas Cage character from any of his movies like that. So you just want to be responsive, not reactive, smile. The biggest thing here is don't let anyone take your power. Okay. Don't let anyone bring you into their low energy frequency. Bring them out of it. You always want to be the better person in a situation. You always want to be the best version of yourself, okay? Remember, with all these Neptune, Mercury, Mars activations, yes, right? That compassion, that selflessness. So, and that's the other thing. With this aspect, you're going to get a huge boost of physical energy. This is the sun. The 8 billion people on this planet are alive because of the sun, right? So that is energy. Mars, I told you, it's physicality, it's energy, okay? So there's going to be a lot of energy you're going to feel. And if it's all pent up inside, especially like a week like this, I talked about this last week, you need a release. You need a release. You can't hold that energy in. All right. You got to channel it constructively. Okay. It's kickboxing, swimming, yoga, whatever you have to do. Okay. Just this is weed whacking, whatever you got to do. Just this is the time. All right. And it only happens once a year. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. And when I say that, Jennifer Aniston and Nikola Tesla, actually, Lucille Ball, Joan Rivers, Ewan McGregor, Tina Turner, they were born with Sun Square Mars. So when I say, when you can use this energy, they work with this energy their entire life. And look at all the impacts they had. So again, you can use this energy in this amazing way, in this great way to leave that impact. All right. And again, you'll get once a year. Now, something very magical happening that's not on the whiteboard is one of my favorite aspects of all time. If you're a subscriber, you know this, Mars trine Neptune. Okay. And it's happening at remember, they're both in new signs. So it's happening at that 0-1 degree point. I mean, this is amazing. because again, fresh new beginnings, but this is the two planets that have nothing in common. Absolute nothing in common. It's like throwing, like, parents throwing their kids in a room saying, play while we go, have this fancy dinner at Burger King. And it's the goth kid and it's the, cheerleader. And they're looking at each other like, but this is a trine. This is very auspicious. It's that harmonious, effortless flow and so beautiful and wonderful. So they are working together and they're making magic happen. It's so beautiful. So here's the thing. Mars, remember, physicality and, action. It's dynamic, but also sexuality. Mars brings that sexual energy, especially in Leo, which rules, procreation and sex. And so again, working with the spiritual, compassionate, sensual, artsy side of Neptune. What? That's amazing. Okay. So this is, again, just like, it's like it's painting, art, yoga, couples yoga for y'all. You got partnership stuff happening, dance, like film, just museums, all of that. Like jump in a lake, do some Marco Polo, like synchronized swimming. Neptune is water, right? So just remember being active and feeling good with the things that you do around this time. This is good for the soul. It's connecting with spirit, you spend time in nature, okay? It's a force of good, and it is being the best version of yourself. And the thing about this aspect is it's very magnetic, very Queen of Wands, very magnetic, very soulmate energy. We're talking about Neptune here. If you're in a relationship, you're going to feel that. Do you know what I mean? If you're single, by the way, this is that aspect where this is Mars and Leo, Neptune and Aries. What? This is like when you go on a first date, when you run to the bathroom within the first 5 minutes, texting your friends like, I found the one, right? This is that soulmate energy, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. So you're going to feel this great flow, spirituality, self-belief, self-confidence, creativity, imagination, spirituality, the divine, a lot of faith in yourself. Beautiful. That Neptune in Aries energy that you're going to feel now. This is, like, do you see Thor? Or any of those Marvel movies with Thor, with like Chris Hemsworth playing Thor? That he's an actual god warrior, right? In those movies. Transcendent leader, right? That's this saving humanity, everything for the so that's this. But also remember, his ego led to some situation. So again, just it's how you handle this energy. Let your intuition guide you. Remember, I still love the North Nodes with Pisces here, but in your second house is self-worth, self-value. So it's bringing that confidence, you feeling more empowered, believing in yourself. But whatever you do this day or around this time, you're going to feel it days before, days after. Whatever your purpose is, your path to enlightenment, your karmic journey, there's an element of you asking, how will I contribute to humanity, okay? Or my family, or society, or my neighborhood, or my local community, or, the masses, all right? Through my art, through my business, through the book that I wrote, through my inventions, the time machine I built. You're Aquarius, you're the inventors, right? My energy, Neptune, vision, visionary. What is your vision? Seize the day. This is big. It's very fighting spirit. Like I said, very like David and Goliath, like fighting for a cause, for a belief. Ethan Hawke standing on the desk at the end of Dead Poet Society. Oh, Captain, my captain. That's this. That's how powerful this is, by the way. That's your confidence, your leadership that inspires others. You saw that movie. Other people stood on the desks because of him. That's this. When you throw in Mercury conjuncting Neptune at the same time, yeah, big. You earned this. Use it. Use it. Okay. Go get your tiara. This is big. And what makes it even special is that we have another golden triangle this day with Mars and Leo, Juno and Scorpio, Neptune and Aries. Oh my, what? We'll talk about this in the second spread, but you can even throw Mercury in here. And Mercury's only 2 degrees. This is big. So again, that activates a lot of contract stuff, a lot of work stuff, a lot of communication, family stuff as well, partnerships. It's big. You're going to feel this flow. Anyway, Mars trine Neptune. Who's going to feel this most? Well, it's going to be, everyone. Everyone, you know what? Just everybody's going to feel this, but you're going to feel it really strongly because all this fixed energy that's happening, right? Cardinal signs are going to feel it strongly. All this, because it's at 0 1 degrees of cardinal signs. Okay. Now, Mercury sextile Pluto. Remember, we had this March 25th, but Mercury was retrograde. So now Mercury's direct and he's got a bite to it, right? That confidence. There's something here with how you're thinking, processing, communicating with intimate relationships, with love, with business, finances. Again, Pluto being in your sign, this is all about you and your empowerment, okay? There's this depth here. Mercury is a mind, but Pluto goes deep. So yeah, again, there's going to be a lot of like processing, very curious about things. Pluto, remember, it's so deep, can unearth things, secrets coming to the surface, truth coming to, getting truth of matters as well. So just use that. And again, it can be used. Maybe there's something inside you that you need to get out. You're like, I need to tell this. I need to tell my story. I need this to happen. Do I mean this is your personal revolution? Pluto in your side. This is freedom. This is your freedom. Okay. So use this. And Sunday and the same day, Venus will sextile Uranus in Taurus. Amazing. Venus exalted in Pisces in your second house of money and income and finances. Venus being money, right? And creativity and love and relationships, with the fact that you've got Mars and Leo now in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Venus no longer retrograde, so bearing you gifts now. Amazing. You're gonna feel this. This is not a boring day. This is not a boring day. And a lot of this will be with, again, a lot of home stuff happening for you here. A lot of big and, family, children, significant other, real estate, property matters, as well as, there just may be something here with like breakthroughs or unexpected surprises that you do have, like creative projects, love, money, relationships. It's very free spirited. It's very risk taking as well. Uranus is your ruling planet. So again, more about like your freedom, breaking free for something that is freeing you. And again, this aspect it's just rare. We rarely, we get it like twice a year. Use it. Now, why is this weekend going to be big for you? And in a big way, first of all, that what I just said, all the fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, will feel that the most. Okay. And remember, it's all of that. Mercury sextile Pluto, Venus sextile Uranus, big, all of that for y'all. Okay. But why is this weekend going to be big for you, especially over all the other signs? Well, because everything that I just said, but then you throw in the fact that you've got the moon in your sign over the weekend. You have the last quarter moon in your sign, and you have the moon conjuncting Pluto in your sign, Aquarius. Whoa. We'll talk about it in the second spread. All right. So Aquarius, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you. Let's see what's going on for you for April 13th to the 20th. Aquarius. All right. Boom. Y'all, I do a, how are y'all doing? Let's do this. I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Aquarius, y'all are amazing. Listen, y'all, come on. You saw your last week's reading. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. You're just getting started. All right, let's get, okay. There's big stuff. Okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. You're going to have to, there's something here you got to really explore. Something here you got to explore. Something big happening here. You see that here. Okay. Now, all right. I can't believe this. You got the Hermit. Look at your last week's reading. Okay. All right. So you got the Hermit. Great. You're going deep. That's what the Hermit does. But why is this such a bigger deal for you? Well, the Hermit, this is all about really doing that soul searching. Yeah. Really going deep. Remember, I said you're going to have that North Node activations next week, but you're already feeling it. They're already conjuncting. They just perfect next week. That's when and they already did 2 weeks, like last week. So you're already feeling it, right? Your destiny, your purpose, all of that. You're going deep. This is all about wisdom. Tapping into that inner wisdom. This is a leader. This is the Hermit, the wizard. This is, you think about medieval times, right? When people would trek for days and weeks to get that sage wisdom from the hermit in the cave? Yeah, this is you. This is you becoming wiser by going deep. Okay, so do that reflection, introspection, because you want to know what you want for your future, and you're gonna know. That's where you get the answers, right? Really wonderful. Oh, and the reason why I said this is big for you is because remember what I told you about last week, right? With the South Node, like Virgo rule. This is Hermit is Virgo, and we got the South Node in Virgo, and you had that activation last week with the South Node and the Moon in Virgo, right? That is your 8th house of death and rebirth, of transformation, of regeneration, whole new you. Yeah, you got the 3 of Swords in the heart of your spread. So yeah. This week, there's going to be something that is going to be emotionally impactful. Really emotionally impactful. Okay? But look at what's happening. You got death in your challenge area. So when you look at you got to look at the full picture here. Again, look at what's happening here. You got these 2 kings, 2 court cards. Major arcana. So you're going to be fine. Just like last week. Like, it's so funny. Here's the thing. We're coming after that full moon as well. That was really strong. Anyway, you got death in your challenge area. Death is death and rebirth. Death is like, that is shedding that skin, moving into this new, right? But there's a lot of protection here. There's something here where it's like, you even see the sun coming out on the horizon. Like you're moving into this great new thing, transformation. You got it. You got to want it. You got to want it. You got to let it happen. Okay. And sometimes things can be like the hard way. But again, it's all about your perspective. I've talked about this. It's all the way. 2 things here. A, you see all the rain here and the storm. You can see this as like, when it rains, it pours. Or you can see it as, after the storm comes a rainbow. It's all about your perspective. Okay? All up here. What did I say for like 10 minutes? You, out of all the signs, Aquarius, you've got Mercury, the ruler of the 3rd house in Aries, that rules your 3rd house. Who will that have the biggest impact for? It's you, Aquarius. And why am I saying that? Because sure, this is, we call it like the heartbreak card. It's still the sword suit. It's up here. The swords are up here. So that, like I said, you've got to use it in, that high frequency. All right? Because it can be like overthinking and overanalyzing, but I just don't see that happening for you. But it can be something where it's like something has happened. It just feels like more about there's something you're unwilling to change because it could be hard for you right here. Okay? But it's like, again, like deep down inside you want to. So it's like this conflict, and that may be you just like a little like, which way? You've already got that light inside you. You're already, remember, doing that introspection, that's the other thing. Remember what I said, you've got Pluto activations this week, Pluto in your sign, Pluto that reveals, right? You've got that, all that Virgo energy, the South Node in Virgo all year in your 8th house, death and rebirth. That, like, remember, we're shedding anything that doesn't serve us well. So when you do that introspection, there may be something that you find that you're like, this is something that I don't want about myself. This is something that I want to change. It's going to be hard though. It's going to be hard, but you've got to do it. You have to do it, because if you don't make that change, it still stays there. Okay. So again, this week, there may be something where you're going really deep and you're just like, I do want to change this, but there is that sense of like, do I, so do it. You got the hangman in your crown. Great. You want it. What did I say? It's all about perspective. This is literally the man hanging himself upside down to look at the world in a new way. This is all about perspective. Okay. At the same time, it's all about surrender. It's the hangman. And I love this because remember what I just said about Neptune being very highly charged and activated with those aspects? Well, this card is attributed to Neptune. There you go. All right. So really take that time. You see the halo around his head? That's a lot of enlightenment. Have that moment. Have that change. You want it. He's preparing himself for change. He's ready to make those sacrifices. He's ready. He's surrendered everything that he doesn't want to bring into the change because Hangman, right? Card 12. What comes after the Hangman? The Death card. So again, there is something that you do want to change, but it's just a little like you've got to really, really take the action for it. King of Wands, you're feeling that passion, that leadership. This is King of Wands is Leo, but the great thing about this is talk about change. King of Wands is the most like transformative king. Yeah. All about passions, all about your passions. Yeah. And so, yeah, sure, there may be something here with partnerships, with relationships, with legal matters or one-on-one connections, but at the end of the, or work, he is the entrepreneur. You got so much work stuff here, career stuff. At the end of the day, this is what you want. This is who you are. At the end of that, you got a king last week too in the root of your spread. Like, let that out, right? So the thing about him, you see the Ouroboros in his throne. You see the salamander at his feet, right? Even the Ouroboros is the snake eating its tail, the serpent eating its tail. What did I say? This year of the snake, but it's also like change. That's change. It's the unity of all things. It's change. It's transformation. Have it. Have it. Because look at what is on the other side for you. You got that King of Pentacles. Wealth and money. I said you got like your money stuff happening. Like, there you go. There you go. But also he is like, he's also a leader. He's also like a big protector. He's a big provider. He is, it's your physical world here as well. All right. So money, wealth, but also your physical reality. So taking care of like literally what I just said with what Mars and Leo is like you taking care of you, but to take care of, that's what he does. That's what he does. Okay. He's, please spend time in nature. Okay. You listen, you can't even see, look at the harvest. You can't even distinguish it from his robe. He's so integrated into his wealth. Yeah. But there is a reason why he is outside the castle. All right. There is a reason he's in nature. Spend time in nature. You get that healing from that energy, but also at the same time, he's free. Remember, freeing yourself is a big theme for you this week, but that's what you can look forward to. That's what you can look forward to. So there may be something ending here, okay, as well. There may be something here, and it, maybe something with partnerships, relationships, as well, okay? And a lot of that may be career for you, to be honest. You've got so much career, money stuff here, okay? But also home, remember that's a big thing. It is a Libra card too. All right. So the partnerships, relationships. You got death attributed to Scorpio, which is your 10th house of career and fame and things like that. But in general, it's just like this big transformation. You got that entrepreneur here, Mars and Leo, partnerships and relationships. You got, do you know what I mean? Like you've got the Hangman attributed to Neptune and Aries, like that's up here. So you see what's happening here. You just got to have that change, and it could be really hard for you, or something will happen where it's like hard for you, and it could just be a lot going on up here, but you got to just come out of it, have that change. All right. That awakening. You're amazing, Aquarius. Let's get to your stuff. Oh gosh. Aquarius, if you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. And you know how much I love you. So much that I actually have to take my vitamins. I'm looking at the time. Okay. So, that's a lot. All right. So you get to see this. All right. Okay, Aquarius. Listen. You're gonna have some moments this week, but you have a lot to look forward to. You have the 10 of Wands. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, okay. 10 of Wands. Yeah, there is, again, why are you taking on so much? Why are you not like, that's what let some things go. Drop some wands so you can see the direction that you're going. You can even see this man here. He's taking on a lot. This is burden. This is burnout energy. This is like, is someone putting you in this situation? Are you like, he's alone. He can get help, but is it like you that's like, no, I got this. But is it because, are you distracting yourself from something? Like, once again, he's carrying so many wands. He literally cannot see his future, where he's going. Okay. But again, there is that element of like, it's someone making you take on a lot here, and you're just not saying anything, but like you need to. Yeah. So keep that in mind. 10 of Wands, remember 10 is the end anyway. So it's like, we got to drop a couple wands, but it's all, let's unburden ourselves moving into this fire and air energy, okay? And don't have that resistance. There's a little bit of resistance here. You have the Three of Cups, a card of celebration, a card of joy, the end of a harvest, the beginning of a new harvest, the Three Sisters here. Remember, so you got a lot of family stuff happening. If you have siblings, but also just family, as well as like neighbors, but either way, it can be your squad, as like your friendships, groups. Anyway, this is celebration. There's something ending, something beginning, maybe colleagues as well, your team, whatever it is. Amazing. You can look forward to that. All right. Coming with that King of Pentacles, you can look forward to that. Okay. And again, 3 is a vibration of the Empress, the birth of new things, creation. Okay. But it does feel like there is something coming to an end. You have that 3 of Swords here as well. So there's 2 3s. 1 + 2 equals new reality. You want to create that. Okay. 3 is like, even like creation for growth and advancement and whatnot. And Cups are emotions and feelings and, you know, joy and love and relationships, all of that. But there's something to look forward to. You got the Moon here. That's fine. It's just saying like, I don't want to be in my head anymore. I've been dealing with a lot of subconscious stuff. I just don't want, you know, like I want to move forward and not do anything where I'm getting in my own way, if that makes any sense. Yeah. All right. So like I said, you've got to take that action for the change. Yeah. Now you've got the 4 Cups and your final outcome. So yeah, there is a sense of like, if you've got to have this change, look at what's waiting for you on the other side. 4 Cups is just saying like, yeah, you've got to have that change because there's a hand of spirit offering him he's got 3 cups, offering him a 4th cup, and he's just like, right. So again, there is something here where it's like, okay, there may be something. This card is associated with like boredom and apathy and not really being content, but it's also because his heart is crossed off. So whatever happened here, yeah, that emotional impact, is it still making you feel like, no, right? No, you got to open up your heart. You got to have that self-love. Remember, that always comes first. Have that self-love, okay? You got this, there's this burning passion inside you. There's this fierceness that, look at, again, what you can look forward to. So this is just saying like, let's open ourselves up and let's, you know, have that gratitude. Again, spending time in nature, it really builds that, or even getting an earthing mat. You know, when I can't, like I put my feet on an earthing mat and I'll leave it. There's always links in the description box if you want to know the one that I use. But even when I do my readings with y'all, but anyway, so just keep that in mind. All right. Because there is something where it's like, it's just having that gratitude changes everything. Remember, it's all about perspective, Look at what's happening here, but you are going to have this big moment this week. All right. How much time do we have? Sure. Let's do one. Let's clarify the 4 Cups. Okay. And remember, you did get those. I'm not going to even tell you. Oh my gosh. Look, like you're going to be fine. It's just raise that. Like, here's the other thing. If there's something that hasn't come through yet, keyword yet, it's just a weekly reading. Don't the biggest message though is you've got to make that change. You've got to be excited about this change. Even something that may be hard for you to do, you've got to make that change. There's something that may have to end for this new beginning. Okay. You're ready for it. You're completely ready for it. But when it comes to that point of taking that action, like you've got to see the cup overflowing in your future. You've got to see that you're going to be taken care of. Why? Because you just got the Empress. When you have that gratitude, when you open yourself up, you got the Empress, a goddess, Aphrodite. You've got literally the symbol of Venus here, love, relationships, money, beauty as well. This is divine. This is super conscious love. She's got so much love for herself. She's got so much love for everybody. Look at her, just comfortable. She's so comfortable. And remember, a lot of y'all, like I said, are having babies, by the way. She's pregnant. But you remember I said birth of new things. You got literally, what did I say? 3. There you go. Card 3. You literally just manifested the Empress. The birth of new things. Creation. There's something new that you're moving into that's going to bring you all this abundance. But you got to take that action. Remember, you're going to take that action. But this is what I'm saying. This is what you can look forward to. There's a huge maternal quality to her. This is sensuality, sexuality. Remember, there's a lot of sexual energy that's happening in general. If you're here for that, you got a lot of stuff happening with partnerships and relationships anyway. But the last thing I'm going to show you before I let you go, again, this is what you can expect, even like that fertility, that growth happening in your world in this amazing way. Everything she touches turns to gold. Even the pomegranates on her gown. Even look at the wheat here. Yeah, this new crop, indicating a new crop. But let me show you something. You got the only 2 cards in all of tarot where they hold that golden scepter. So anything they touch turns to gold. They get whatever they want. This is rich. This is richness, abundance. You have it in your future and your final outcome. This is what you can look forward to. Now, the second thing, where are they both? They're both out in nature. Spend some time in nature, please. It is so good for your soul. Put your feet in the grass. And I'm not talking like, oh, there we go. I did it 5 minutes. No, you got to connect. You got to connect. You got to feel the energy of the earth. Please do that. All right, because there's going to be a lot of things that come up. You're going to have that big burst of clarity, and that's going to flip the script here. All right? So again, look at what you can look forward to. You're good. You're absolutely 1000% good. You got to believe it, and you got to have that change. Okay? It's all in you. You see that here. It's all in you. You have it. You gotta just it's taking out. Okay. So Aquarius, y'all are amazing. Where are we? Second spread. Listen. Like I said, this is gonna be a big week for you anyway. You got the moon in Scorpio, moon in Capricorn, and then you have a moon conjuncting Pluto in your sign, and then you got Juno that just moved in Scorpio in your 10th house of career. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. And next week, yes. Big for you, Taurus season, all of that, all those North Node conjunctions. We also have Mars opposite Pluto. You're going to feel that. Yeah. So let's talk. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Aquarius, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. I will see you next week.